Hey everyone, this is Trebus with SC2 Noob School, and today I've got a Zerg strategy for you. Actually, this is specifically Zerg vs Protoss, and this is from the BM King himself, e.g. IdrA. This replay was actually taken from MLG Dallas, which happened this weekend. I was lucky enough to be able to go there. Met a lot of cool people. Shout out to everyone I met there. You know who you are. Anyway, there had been a lot of talk. IdrA had been talking about a new ZvP style that he had developed and was going to show off at MLG, so I was very curious to see what this was. And this game is basically the exact example of the way the strategy should go and could go. This strategy is very good against what has really become the standard Protoss versus Zerg play. A lot of Protoss these days are starting off chrono boosting tons of probes, just doing this three gate sentry expand where you get a bunch of sentries out, get an expansion, saturate your expansion really well, then throw down a couple more gateways. 6 gateways is a popular amount, and then push out with that. You've already got a lot of sentries with tons of energy, and then you can warp in a bunch of stalkers as you're going in, and it can be very, very powerful. This is the kind of style that people like OGS MC have used to great success, and this Zerg style is made to specifically counter it. So let's go ahead and get onto the build. Everything up until here is totally normal. Just getting a spawning pool at 14, and then he's going to throw down his hatchery right at 15. So this is a pool first build, which is a little bit safer than a hatch first build. You know, people like IdrA are always going for a more economic build. This one is actually shies away from that a little bit, because if you get the sense that the Protoss is going for this kind of 6 warp gate big timing push, then you do have to cut economy quite a bit. So there's the hatchery going down at 16, I think that was. Basically, as soon as you can get it down, if a pylon does go up there, then you just make lings and get your extractor a little bit earlier than you plan to. Right around 17, he's getting his queen out, and the next part of the build that we're going to be looking at is when he gets his gas. It's a little bit before the hatchery is halfway finished. You know, right about this time in the build, you want to kind of stop looking at the numbers up here and just start looking at the relationships of things to other things. So hatchery is about halfway done, and then there goes down the extractor. Making just one set of lings. Let's see. Units. Yeah, he's just got one set of lings right now. That's going to be to just poke up the ramp and see what's going on. IdrA is a big fan of making 2 queens at his hatchery. This first queen's going to larva inject, and then he'll lay down a creep tumor and send him to the second hatchery. And I am going to have to talk about scouting here in a little bit. But what's going to happen is IdrA's first goal in this build is to get ling speed. It's pretty much has to happen in Zerg vs Protoss. Otherwise, just a few zealots and stalkers can really punish you very, very, very badly if you don't have ling speed. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to back up to 4 minutes, and we're going to look at what IdrA had scouted in the main. So he's got this drone in here. One thing you always want to look at, you want to look at Nexus energy. Huck has been using tons of energy on getting lots and lots of probes. He's not using it on warp gate, so there's no 4 warp gate coming. IdrA can pretty much tell from this that Huck will most likely be going for that sentry expand. He's got 2 gases for... 2 geysers for getting lots of gas for all those sentries, and after this drone gets denied, Huck is going to be throwing up 2 more gateways, 1 and 2, and then those are going to be for getting a couple more sentries out when that warp gate finishes. Okay, so back to IdrA's build. He knows no super fast rushes are coming, so he can drone up pretty safely. He's making 2 more sets of lings just from this little bit of pressure that Huck's putting out. Always a good tactic as playing against the Zerg players to push out to make them make units instead of making drones. Okay, sorry, gonna back up just a tad, a little bit. Alright, here we go. IdrA is at almost exactly 100 gas. Once you get that 100 gas, we're going to get ling speed. Go IdrA, go M, click M. Alright, there we go. Ling speed going down, and then just continuing to drone up. You can see he's walked that second queen down to his second hatchery. He's going to be able to larva inject pretty soon. He actually used the first bit of energy for this creep tumor, which is really nice for connecting the bases. Now the next big thing happening in this build is he's going to wait until he has enough gas for his lair. So as soon as this hits 100, lair is going down immediately, and then two other big things are going to happen. Like I was saying, don't follow this food count, think about it in terms of other things. When the lair is going down, he's going to wait just a little bit, let's say a fourth of the way. After the lair is done, he's going to throw down an extractor, a roach warren, and he's going to put one more extractor right here. So when the lair is 25% done, two more extractors and a roach warren. And that should time out perfectly so that when the roach warren finishes, you can get tunneling claws and burrow, which is basically IdrA's secret build here. Not such a secret build, but it is a clever build. Alright, so getting guys on gas, constantly doing that larva inject. Look at the nice timing here of the roach warren and the hatch in the lair about to pop. Roach warren is done. Lair is about to come up. There's the lair, and then tunneling claws starting, and burrow starting as soon as he has another 100 gas. There, you can tell this is a quality build. This is a IdrA build. Very nice timing, and as soon as you're getting those two things, the roach burrowed movement, tunneling claws, and burrow from your hatchery, just start making roaches. Because this is the time when we look back at Huck's base, he's adding some gateways, adding 2 more gateways, going for a 5-gate push. Gonna be quite a scary push. When you have this many sentries, you can just make your stalkers so incredibly cost efficient against roaches. Assuming that the roaches don't have something clever like burrow, because notice Huck has no way to see burrowed units at all. He has no robotics. Now let's look at the timing here. You can see right now he's pumping nothing but roaches, and here is the death army from Huck. This attack can easily win the game. Could totally win the game. You can see he's got 1 spine crawler up right now. I don't think it'd be a bad idea. Maybe to have 2 spine crawlers if you're not quite feeling safe. Just cut a couple drones out of that and get another spine. And as soon as the burrow and the tunneling claws finishes, IdrA has basically a golden opportunity to get a perfect surround. This is him just being brilliant. He notices the sentries are totally unprotected. You can burrow right up underneath them and take out every single sentry, no problem whatsoever. All the sentries are going down, and then he can just burrow once again and no problem whatsoever, get another perfect surround on the sentries, and Huck knows he's lost. Once you lose that many sentries at the beginning of the game, he has no robotics, so the roaches can come and abuse him a ton. That was most definitely the end of the game. So that's a pretty simple build to follow as Zerg. Remember, just your first 100 gas goes into the ling speed, which hopefully you won't even really need to use the ling speed all that much. It's just to keep you safe. Next 100 gas is for your lair. When the lair is 25% done, get a roach warren and 2 more extractors. This whole time you're just pumping lings. And then when the roach warren and the lair are both finished, you're going to get burrow, get tunneling claws, and then just start pumping roaches, and it will be perfectly timed out to defend this kind of 5 or 6 warp gate push that so many Protosses are doing. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool strategy by Huck. This got a huge reaction out of the crowd as soon as this happened. It was one of those whoa moments. So very exciting to watch. Anyway, keep watching my videos. Please thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. I am twitter.com/TrebusSC2. And thanks for watching, guys. GG.